Hi there, welcome to Gadgets 360. My name is Pranay and today's video is all about iPhones. Now I am an iPhone 7 user. I've been using this smartphone since November 2016 when I bought it. It's been 4 years now and it's a great time to upgrade. Now there's nothing wrong with this iPhone 7 as such, it's still working fine. It's just that the battery life isn't what it used to be. I've already replaced the battery once and after that it was fine for about a year, and now once again I'm back to a place where I have to charge this smartphone twice a day. But otherwise it's working perfectly fine, and I think that after using a smartphone for 4 years, I've grown a little tired of this and I think it's a good time for an upgrade. So while upgrading earlier, my philosophy was fairly simple. Just buy the latest and greatest iPhone out there, after saving money for it of course, and use it for as long as possible. So earlier I had the iPhone 5s, which I used for 3 years, then the iPhone 7, which is now almost 4 years old, and now this year I think I can get a newer iPhone. So I'm sure I'm not the only person out there who's confused between the iPhone SE 2020, the iPhone XR and the iPhone 11. So before watching this video, I want you guys to leave a comment down below to let me know which of these three is your choice and why. I will go through these comments and I'll figure out if there are any good reasons for me to change my choice, or if there are people out there who agree with me as well. So thanks for doing that, and after that you can always subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified when we publish new videos. First, let's talk about the iPhone SE 2020. Now this is a smartphone that I've been waiting for since the first leaks surfaced, and now that it's here, there are quite a few things that I really like about this device. Now if I were to sum up what I like about the iPhone SE 2020, it'll be three things: the processor, the price and the weight. The processor is the A13 Bionic, and that's the latest and greatest Apple chip in a smartphone that you can get right now, and you are getting that at a price of 42,500 rupees. So that's great pricing for this processor, and the benchmark scores have already shown us for the A13 Bionic that this is a really powerful chip, one that you should be getting only in flagship hardware. So I'm really happy to see that processor in this iPhone. Now moving on, we have the pricing of this device, which is 42,500 rupees, which personally I think is a great price. Now I know some of you think that the $399 US price should translate directly to the India price, like if you do a currency conversion including tax, it'll work out to something like 33 or 34,000 rupees, and some of you feel that that should be the India price of the iPhone SE. Now that is completely fair, you have every right to expect a slightly lower price. So what I'm trying to say here is that when you look at the latest Apple hardware that you get in this smartphone at that price, and then you look at the competition, I think you're getting excellent performance for that price, which is why I'm not too upset about that price tag. Now the other thing I like about this smartphone is the weight. At 148 grams, it's only 10 grams heavier than my iPhone 7, and I really like the weight and the form factor of this iPhone 7 quite a bit, so I don't think there is much to complain about there. But is that really true? Should you really be satisfied with that old design that's there on the iPhone SE 2020? I don't think you should be, and that is my main complaint with this device. So if you look at the iPhone SE 2020, it looks almost exactly like my iPhone 7, and I use my phones for a really long time. So let's say I buy the iPhone SE tomorrow and I use it for another 4 years, then I'd feel like I've been using the exact same smartphone for 8 years. Now I don't know about you, I definitely can't take that. I don't think that's a great thing when I'm spending 40,000 rupees plus on my phone. I think that it should look and feel new, and it should feel a little bit modern and not ancient by the time 2-3 years roll around. So that and the battery life of the iPhone SE, these are a couple of things that are pushing me slightly away from this device. Now I haven't tested the battery of the iPhone SE 2020 yet, but on Apple's website it says that it should last about the same time as an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 7. Now, while that's not a bad thing, because in the first year in particular, the iPhone 7 had absolutely fantastic battery life, but the second year onwards, I felt that it should have been a little more, and that's not something that I'm looking forward to living with for the next few years. Another thing that worries me about the iPhone SE 2020 is the really old and dated design at this point. The 4.7-inch screen with thick bezels is not something that I'm looking forward to using, and also it's not very immersive for watching movies or playing games. So that's why I'll be considering a couple of other smartphones as well before making the final decision. The second phone that I'm considering is the iPhone XR. Now I know that this smartphone is slightly old at this point, but that doesn't worry me in the slightest because I like quite a few things about this device. Its design is modern, I really like that. That big display with a notch will finally allow me to enjoy games on this device, to watch movies on this without feeling like I'm squinting to see what's going on screen, and at the same time I won't have to scroll as much while reading, because reading is the single most important activity for me on the smartphone. I read a lot on this device. So So the iPhone XR I like for that reason. I also like its battery life, which lasts longer than most iPhones out there. That's a huge plus for me. And finally, the price is also really good. The 128GB variant of this device is the one I've been eyeing for a while now, and that's often been available under 50,000 rupees, which is very close to my budget. So that is also something I like. The only thing that worries me slightly about the iPhone XR is the fact that it has the A12 Bionic chip, which is slightly older. It's one generation older than the A13 that's on the iPhone 11 and the iPhone SE 2020. Now there's not much to worry about right now. Performance wise, it's great. It can handle absolutely anything you can throw at it, and I am not worried about today or next year or even the year after that. So if you've been watching this video, by now you know that I use my smartphones for really long, and I'd be just a little bit more comfortable having a phone with the latest possible chip for long-term usage. This is where the third contender walks in. Now this is the iPhone 11, and this has all the best features that I want, and it is the perfect iPhone for me. Now, first of all, it has the A13 Bionic chip, which is the latest chip out there, and I'm really happy to see that in this smartphone. It has a dual rear camera setup, which is one extra camera, and that offers some other features as well, such as Apple's excellent night mode and also that audio zoom feature, which I really like. It's for video recording. There are a couple of other things that I really like about this device. It has some nice extras like Dolby Atmos support and an IP68 rating for water and dust resistance. The iPhone SE 2020 and the iPhone XR both have IP67 rating. Now, if you're paying that much for a smartphone, you better get the latest possible features as well, right? That's why I'm leaning a little towards the iPhone 11. But there's only one problem, which I'm sure all of you are aware of, that is the price. The variant that I want, which is a minimum 128GB, is over 70,000 rupees, and that's not a price that I'm comfortable paying right now. Now, unless there's some crazy Diwali deal, its price is not even going to be in the same sphere as the iPhone XR and the iPhone SE. And there's one important point here to remember as well, that the iPhone SE's price could drop a little in 6 months and it could be available at the sub 40,000 rupee price range, at which point it's like half the price of the iPhone 11. So which of these iPhones should I buy? Well, now's the time to make that decision. So if you ask me to buy an iPhone today, I would definitely go with the iPhone XR because it hits a sweet spot between features and price. But knowing me, I am always for waiting a little bit to find a better deal on a better smartphone. So I'd probably wait a few months, wait for the next wave of iPhones to be launched, and then wait for some deals on the iPhone 11 because that really has all the features that I need. I'm just waiting for a better price on that device. So let's hope that happens, and then maybe I can pick that one up. Unfortunately for the iPhone SE 2020, I just do not want another smartphone that looks like my iPhone 7. I don't think I can live for another 4 years with that kind of design, and that is why I'm going to have to pass on that device. So that's all for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and as I said before, definitely leave a comment and let me know which of the 3 iPhones you would pick, the iPhone SE, the iPhone XR or the iPhone 11. I'm going to go through each one of your comments and check if there are people who agree with me or people who disagree with me and have strong enough reasons to make me change my decision. Thanks a lot for watching, and for all things tech, definitely go to gadgets360.com.